How much does this win take off the pressure on Suarez for the remainder of the year?
You know, Joe, it's an interesting question you asked because originally my answer was going to be hardly at all. And that would not have been taking away from what Daniel Suarez did today. I think this is absolutely huge for his confidence and huge for his season to get a win, which he was lacking last year. Like you mentioned, Joe, he did have the win at Sonoma in 22, but no wins in 23. Now he starts off the season here in only the second race with a win in 2024. That's absolutely huge for him. Don't get me wrong, but it's about the situation at Trackhouse, which you guys were alluding to on the roundtable show and talking about how he has the pressure because you have Shane Van Gisbergen, who, by the way, finished third again in the Xfinity race. We'll talk about him a lot more on the Encore show tomorrow. And Zane Smith as well. Is he really just there as a placeholder, keeping the seat warm? Because are there going to be enough seats or spaces of a Trackhouse Inn, if you will, for all of those drivers? Who would be the odd driver out? Ross Chastain has been a Championship 4 contender, won a couple of races himself. You'd have to think he's probably safe. Suarez would seem to be the odd guy out there. But then I saw the tweet that our friend Alex put in our group chat. And Justin Marks talking about those rumors and kind of putting them to rest, at least for right now, about Daniel Suarez, and saying that he doesn't envision him driving anywhere other than Trackhouse, at least anytime in the near future here. And I started to think along the lines of what Alex followed up with. Maybe that means Shane Van Gisbergen might have a better long-term future set up at Colleague Racing, and that may be, obviously he's racing for them in Xfinity right now, and we'll see what his Cup future plans have down the road. Maybe Trackhouse could run 4 cars. I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past Justin Marks with what he's built over there, that organization, just a couple of short years here. But I think when you look at what Daniel Suarez did today, and then you see those comments from his owner in the post-race press conference, I do think that it certainly has to lift a lot of pressure off his shoulders, especially to get a win this early in the year. It's going to be absolutely huge for his season going forward.
Has to feel good to get the win going forward. The one thing I kept wondering about, this is essentially a super speedway win in reality, where with Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, the drafting, he led 9 laps today. It wasn't like he went out there and was dominant or positioned himself for the win until the very end. So overall, I feel like I've been wondering for Suarez. I think this is going to be a big confidence boost, as in, you could win. You could go out there, be a little bit more aggressive, and get the wins on the ovals. With that said, though, I think there's going to be more expectations. Okay, you won on a super speedway. You won on a road course. Now can you do it on a real 1.5 mile oval? Not Atlanta Motor Speedway, which acts like a super speedway, but Las Vegas, Kansas, Charlotte. Can you be up there contending? Because we've seen in the past, he gets 1 win. That was it. Last year, no wins. I mean, really, when you look at his numbers as well, too, before Trackhouse and after joining Trackhouse, this is where he's gained more success. I think for Daniel Suarez, it's going to be really interesting to see how he does. I think this will boost his confidence. I think he would probably feel a little less pressure, like you said, especially with what Justin Marks said. He probably knows more what's going on behind the scenes. But I think still, Daniel Suarez wants to go out there, perform, and prove he belongs in the Cup Series and overall with Trackhouse Racing.